And so before we start this video, I gotta get this mother humping thing out of the way. Here we go! My daddy. Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay, that's out of the way. Ow!
Good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. It is NFL Sunday, and wow, we're not playing. We don't play, of course, until tomorrow night, which is huge, to say the least. Today, we have some games that could help the Cowboys. Yeah. So we have to, unfortunately, we don't control anything. We don't control anything. It's kind of like us as fans with the Cowboys situation of Jerry Jones not bringing in enough talent. We don't control it. We can hope for it, but there's nothing we ultimately can do. You know, it was funny yesterday on our members call-in show where we were talking about, you know, yeah, it's karma. It's your fault, Mark. That's why the Cowboys are so bad, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, so if me trash talking the Eagles was karma and the reason why the Cowboys aren't winning, how come the Eagles talking trash on the Cowboys, karma didn't hit them? It didn't hit them. They're saints, right? Okay. So anyway, as we go through here, here's what we got today. We'll be live streaming at 1 o'clock. I've got to go over to my daughter's house and hang some pictures and change the shower head and do a few things to help her get her apartment stuff together. So I'm going to get this thing done, get that done, and then I got to pick up some stuff for my wife at the vitamin store and make sure I take that back tomorrow to the Red Brick House, and then I got to pick up stuff for the Christmas party that open house that we're having. I'm sorry, I digress. Back to the games that we have that could help us. We have 1 o'clock games. Minnesota against Atlanta. We want everybody in the South to lose, okay? We want everybody in the South to lose. So Minnesota, 10-2. Going against the 6-6 Atlanta Falcons. We want the Minnesota Vikings to beat them so that way they're under 500. We have New Orleans and the Giants. Who cares? Okay, that one. New Orleans is actually behind us. We actually want the Giants to win on that one just to keep New Orleans buried below, because New Orleans would own a tiebreaker against us if it got that far. We've got the Eagles against Carolina. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting for me. Carolina came really close to beating Kansas City. I don't have any real hopes that Carolina beats the Eagles. The Eagles are a really good team as much as I trash them. They are a really good team. It's, you know, let's be honest here. I just hate them. I just hate them. I'm going to talk trash about them because I don't like them. I want them to fail. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's how I feel inside. I hate them. I hate them. So we can all root for Carolina against the Eagles. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, doesn't matter for us. Tampa Bay going against the Raiders. Tampa Bay, again, NFC South game team, 6-6. We want them to lose because right now they're sitting in the wild card position ahead of us. And we need to catch them. Fortunately, we're playing them, which if we win that game, we end up going past them, of course, on there. So it would help us if the Raiders beat them. So just in case we don't beat them. Jacksonville, Tennessee, doesn't matter. Seattle, Arizona. Here's another one that's pivotal for us. The Cardinals are ahead of us currently. Seattle is the number 1 seed in the NFC West. Seattle winning, getting themselves some distance in their division. Arizona losing gets us one step closer there. The good thing for us is the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the 49ers, and the Rams are all playing each other. It's like a circular firing squad. So some of them will knock each other out. Another game that could be good for us is Buffalo versus the Rams. The Rams are at 6-6, and they, of course, are ahead of us as well. If Buffalo continue to roll the way they are and Josh Allen keep looking like he's the MVP, that could be good news for our Cowboys. So those are some key games that are very, very pivotal, along with San Francisco going against the Bears. Now, here's where we have a problem. San Francisco's 5-7, the same record we have, but they own the tiebreaker against us because they beat us. So for us, we have to be a game up on San Francisco, and we really and truly must root for the Bears. We got to root for them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. That didn't work. I was going to do the Bears are.
4 picks against Grossman and 2 fumbles.
Yeah, the Bears are who we thought they were.
Would shut them down that way.
No,
The Bears are who we thought they were.
The Bears are what we thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
What we thought they were.
Let's hope San Francisco says this after the game.
Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason?
The Bears are who we thought they were.
We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
There you go. Then crown their ass.
But they are who we thought they were.
Yeah, and we let them off the hook. There we go. Shout out to Dennis Green. Rest his soul. One of the best football quotes that are out there. Okay, so for our Cowboys, as we look at the injury report here, okay, it's long. It's long. The good news is it's not as bad as it has been in past weeks. For the first time, we may actually see Jordan Lewis, Diggs, and Deron Plan play together. It's crazy that, I've gotten grief from Philly 500. I told you our defensive backs are better than yours. We don't really know what ours are to combine together. We haven't had a single game with them together. Diggs is still kind of beat up. He's listed as questionable, but he will play this game. Tyler Guyton, who did not practice on Friday, is listed as questionable. Typically, when the team has players questionable, they play. When they say doubtful, they're not going to play. The only 2 players that we have are out are Zach Martin and Wanye Thomas. That's it. CeeDee Lamb is no longer on the injury list. That's great news for us. On the Bengals side, and this is where you say, we could see some points scored in this game because Cincinnati's defense has been terrible. Not that ours has been great, but ours has been getting better, and we're getting players back. You can't say the same for the Bengals because the Bengals, when you look at their injury report, they lost Orlando Brown on the offensive line, which gives you, makes you think that Micah Parsons should be able to feast. They lost Seljan Rankins, defensive tackle, and they also lost Logan Wilson, linebacker. So a defense that's been bad has more injuries out there. And I'll add to this that Joe Burrow has a gash that he received. He got cleated last week, and that may slow down his mobility just a little bit. But make no mistake about it, Joe Burrow has been playing fantastic, and you look at this and say, even though they are a 4-8 team, that they're not your typical 4-8 team. They're actually, their offense is really good. Joe Burrow has some weapons, and we will have our hands full. Now, here's a little, this is interesting because I saw the headlines of this. Cowboys will make the playoffs, which was clickbait. But Cooper Rush, we don't really know Cooper Rush that well. We know Cooper Rush has got a winning record as far as being a quarterback of the Cowboys. The team seems to change how they play to fit his style and so on. But he ended up doing an interview with Rich Eisen yesterday, and I definitely want to show it to you.
Point for point with that Bengals offense. But coming off of 2 straight wins as the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, getting ready for Monday Night Football, Cooper Rush. Good to see you, sir. How are you?
We're doing great. Thanks for having me.
You got it. So let's hit the Wayback Machine a little bit here, because I'm a Michigan guy. You're a Central Michigan guy. Walk me through the options you had coming out of high school there in the great state of Michigan, Cooper.
Yeah, Central Michigan was my only offer. Was happy to take it. Got looked at a little bit by Michigan State, but not much really, and kind of bounced around a bunch of camps in the MAC, and Central offered, and they're the only ones, and we took it.
So Michigan didn't offer you anything? Nothing from the University of Michigan to you, Cooper?
No.
Huh.
No.
Who was the coach then? Who was that guy at the time? Do you remember? Was it Brady
I think
Hoke?
it would have been.
Was it Hoke?
Might have been Hoke.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Brady Hoke.
Pre-gym back in the day, right there. And so when you went to Central, how many people were coming to your campus from the pros back in the day, Cooper?
Not much. I don't know. We've produced some guys over the years. It's been a good program. I don't know how much teams we're looking at and things like that. But we had a couple players a couple years ahead of me. We had a first overall pick in Eric Fisher.
Yep.
We played 1 year with him. Had a good receiver for a couple years that teams would look at. So, it wasn't a huge thing of like trying to get looked at. It was just kind of playing ball. Then it kind of happened.
Were you at the combine? Did you go to the combine, Cooper?
Yep, did the combine. Yeah.
Okay, so were the Cowboys interviewing you at that point in time? Were they on your radar screen? Or they you on theirs? From what you could tell.
No, the only time I talked to Dallas was at the Shrine Bowl, kind of just in those informal meetings, walk around the hotel lobby, things like that. That was when I talked to a Dallas guy, and that was the one and only time.
Until you heard from them after the draft in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yep.
Who was the one who called you when the draft was over to say, we'd like you to come to the Cowboys and try out for our team?
Yeah, Wade Wilson was the QB coach at the time, and he gave me a call, and me and my agent were like kind of doing the math. There's only 2 QBs on the roster, so we're going there.
And the rest, and 8 years in now, with technically a second stint here with the Dallas Cowboys. How do you stay ready, and then you have success when you get in, like you've proven a couple times now, Cooper?
Yeah, I was fortunate to play a bunch in college, a bunch of starts that you bank so many reps and so many game situations, and the nuances of the quarterback position, some of the feel things, and you bank those reps in college over 50 games. That really helped me survive early on, especially as an undrafted guy. You're not getting a lot of reps in practice, things like that. And then, you love the game, so you prepare. You got to watch Dak do it for all these years, which helps. And then you're studying, you're preparing, then you get a chance. You kind of go back to those college days and remember who you are and just go play football.
Well, it's
Very
interesting
humble
that you
guy.
mentioned the number of starts you had in college, because that is kind of a conversation, if you don't mind me roping you into this one, about preparedness and rookies breaking in the NFL and not really seeing the field very well, and the evaluations that quarterbacks get either in the media or the fan base, the snap judgments that are made on these quarterbacks are somewhat maybe unfair because they haven't had a lot of experience, but you are able to rely on 50 starts. You see what Bo Nix is doing in Denver. He had 60 starts in college. Brock Purdy's another guy who had darn near as many starts that you had in college. And it's interesting that you bring that up, that actually prepares you to succeed in a league where you're in year 8, Cooper,
Yeah, I think it's huge, and especially for guys, Brock was undrafted too, or maybe the last pick of the draft. Guys that are lower down like that, I don't think the starts get weighted enough sometimes, and there's situational football, there's feel for the game at the QB position that I think is very hard to learn for the first time at this level. Now, there's some unbelievable athletes that can do it and things like that, but for a lot of guys, that experience you definitely rely on.
Do you feel you haven't been evaluated properly in the NFL, Cooper?
Not in the NFL, really. I mean, looking back 8 years ago, I probably wouldn't draft myself either. Things like that. But I always knew I could play.
Cooper Rush admits he sucked.
I think I see the game well, and So we're just trying to improve on that.
What relationships with Mike McCarthy that you're willing to share about the conversations you have and how it is helping you, Cooper Rush?
Yeah, it's been great having Mike in the QB room the last 2 years with him calling plays. He's been in our room for a lot of the time and learned a lot of football already just in 2 short years with him. And it's
Another
a guy who's
endorsement
called plays
for Mike
forever, and
McCarthy.
so you can definitely feel that, see the game through his eyes, through all his experience. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty special.
What football have you learned from him? You got a specific example you can throw my way here, Cooper Rush?
Yeah, just really the route running and timing and how it times up with the footwork of the quarterback. It's kind of his specialty, and what he's brought to us. He's helped Dak and myself and all the QBs really with tying our feet to route running. It's something that we all kind of never heard about, never thought about, thought didn't matter that much, and then hear him explain it and see the proof of it and how you coach those guys tying into how you're coached is pretty amazing.
Cooper Rush here on the Rich Eisen Show. What are your 2 cents on playing on Monday Night Football for the Dallas Cowboys after you play on Thanksgiving for the Dallas Cowboys, and the fan base is beginning to feel good for the first time all year long, and the concept of making a run here, Cooper? Give me your 2 cents on what you guys are talking about on that front.
Yeah, me and my brother were actually just laughing about, for whatever reason, the few starts that I've had, I think they've been mostly primetime games for whatever reason. It's funny. In my third Monday night game and whatever, 10 starts or whatever, which is pretty crazy to think about. But it's special. It's cool to play on Thanksgiving, to get those 2 wins back to back in a tough 3-game and 10-day stretch. Kind of got the ball rolling. We talked about getting 1 in Washington and just kickstarting it, and another opportunity Monday. So
are you openly talking making a playoff run here in the locker room, Cooper?
Yeah, Coach said it the other day in the team room. It's playoff football for us. That's just what it is, and the nature the position we put ourselves in is playoff time for us. We gotta go win.
What do you say in the team room? Give me what else? What can you share about that? What do you say to you?
Yeah, it's December and it's playoff football. It's we gotta do our job. We gotta win games to get in, and we're kind of backs against the wall, and we gotta go do it.
Okay. And what is what's Dak up to with you guys? How is he involved with the game planning and being around you and being around the team right now?
Yeah, he's around. He's still popping in. He's around. He'll come a few times, and it's always great to see him. It's fun talking ball with him, having him in the room. But yeah, we see him every day. He's still around.
Okay. Yeah, no, the only time I see him is he's sitting up in the booth with what appears to be an absurd amount of water in front of him. But that guy can hydrate. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cooper? That's all. But he is around, and he's talking to you guys, right?
Oh yeah, he's around. He's still around. Yeah.
Okay. And does he drink that much water in the quarterback room too, Cooper? Is he drinking that much?
I don't know if it was that much.
Okay,
maybe it's not a game day. I don't know.
Okay, very good. All right, so you're looking at the Cincinnati game film. You're seeing what? Like what? Who are you circling? What are you talking about? What's the challenge that's there in front of you for this Monday night game, Cooper Rush?
Yeah, they a veteran group that's been with the defensive coordinator for a long time. So they're multiple. They can do a lot. So they understand their system and they know their system and they do it well. You have a premier pass rusher. Over there on the left side. So it's a veteran group that knows what they're doing. So we just you gotta execute and bring your A game with our communication and things like that.
All right, Cooper Rush, I appreciate the time, man. Good luck to you on Monday Night Football. You're carrying a lot of hopes of a lot of fans of the Cowboy fan base going into this game and beyond.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
You got it. That's Cooper Rush, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Shout out to Cooper Rush. All right, good people. You're up to speed today, so we can kick back, relax, put on the headgear, get ready for a trip through the atmosphere.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Old rap songs. The old rap music always pops in my head from time to time, so just get used to it. I'm a little cray-cray. But we've got, of course, a day of football watching to see if we can get our shit together. As always, I appreciate you good people, and keep the faith, because we talking about playoffs. That's right. Don't talk about playoffs. Have a great one. Peace out.